The first thing that I used to do in the morning was check my Instagram and then scroll through my Instagram. And the last thing that I used to do before I went to bed was scroll through TikTok. So I made a video 9 months ago talking about wanting to change my bad habits into good habits. And I said I would make a series about gaining good habits, but I didn't. So it's been 9 months since I posted that video, and I'm here today to share my progress with you guys. So in case you're wondering why I'm on this journey of cultivating new habits and bettering myself, I have briefly answered this question on my Instagram before, but basically I just find having good manners to be extremely attractive. When I was younger, I was on a cruise trip for a Christmas party. It was Christmas Day, so there was a Christmas ball on board the ship. And being a really shy kid, I felt really uncomfortable being around people. And so I hid myself in the library, just reading for hours, getting lost in this historical romance book. So I was all alone in this library, just cozying up in this big couch when this man came up to me. He was the captain of the ship, but I didn't know this until the very end. He asked me what I was doing here, all alone and not enjoying the Christmas party, and I told him that I was really scared and uncomfortable, and it just felt really out of place. This man actually, he took me by the hands and he guided me into the ballroom. And I saw the way he interacted with people and how people were just instantly drawn to him because of his manners. I realized since then that I really wanted to be like that. I didn't want to just be not rude. Good manners are just so attractive, and I craved improvement. And because I craved improvement, that naturally got me into cultivating good habits as well. So the reason why I'm on this journey, it's because I'm working on myself to be the best version of myself for myself, and also for my future partner when I meet him, because he deserves to have the best version of me, vice versa. I see someone who practices good habits and having good manners as someone who really knows how to take care of themselves. And when I say good habits, I mean doing these things even when other people are not looking at you. So over the past 9 months, I have been working on changing my bad habits and turning them into good ones. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't easy because I have a lot of bad habits, but I did it anyways. And I'm actually very proud to say that I actually do these things even when others are not around. So I've completely changed my habits, and I cannot be more proud of myself. Anyways, let's talk about the first thing that I've changed. If you guys haven't noticed, I have stopped cursing. I know. I have stopped cursing. Yes, I did. Well, I used to curse all the time. If you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know. This was my favorite word. It's my absolute favorite word. I used to use it in almost every single sentence. Yes, it was very fun. But it got to the point where cursing became second nature to me. It was always the first word that I would think of whenever I want to describe something or even express my feelings. And there's always a time and place to use curse words, and I honestly don't use it very often right now. I can actually go for months and months and months, maybe a year or even more, without cursing, which is a huge achievement for me. Now, I'm not saying that I can't use that word or that I won't ever use that word again. I'm just saying that I no longer have the tendency to use that word in every sentence. It's no longer a habit of mine, and it's also not the first word that I think of right now if I want to describe something. I still use it, I'm not gonna lie, I still do, but very rarely. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually not lazy anymore. In my 50 Facts About Me video that I posted 4 years ago, I mentioned that I was the laziest person in the whole entire world, and nothing can ever change that. Well, something changed. I used to lay around in bed, I would eat on my bed, and then spend hours and hours on my phone until I get really tired. And then I take a short nap, wake up, and then it'd be nighttime. I was lazy to work out, I was lazy to do my skincare, lazy to meal prep, lazy to dress up, and so much more. I was just a very lazy person in general, which is really bad because how can I possibly better myself if I'm so freaking lazy? And then my aunt, she told me this, and that completely changed me. She said, "Yodi, you want to be a lady, am I right?" And then I said, "Yes." And then she told me, "Well, a lady is never lazy. You will not find a lady who is lazy." And that was what changed it for me, because my ultimate goal is to refine myself and to become a lady. And a big part of refining yourself and becoming a lady, not a girl, is to know how to take care of yourself and not be lazy. Girls might be lazy, but ladies are never lazy. So I had to get that into my head. You know, I manifested that. Every single day I would wake up and I'd tell myself that I'm a lady, I'm not lazy. And so I trained myself. So I have a journal actually where I check off everything that I do manually until my body got into the habit of actually doing it on its own. And now I wake up in the morning, I'm up immediately like that. I don't check my phone, I make my bed, I do my stuff, and I get on with my day just like that. It's amazing. Everybody knows that too much screen time is bad for you. Everybody knows that. Social media is really addictive. And you know, it's even harder for someone who uses social media for work to pull away from it. The first thing that I used to do in the morning was check my Instagram and then scroll through my Instagram. And the last thing that I used to do before I went to bed was scroll through TikTok. You know, it was just this endless cycle of doing this. And you know, I was hooked. I was addicted for quite a while. The first thing I did was to stop using TikTok. So I only use TikTok, while I only go on to TikTok once or twice a week for 20 to 30 minutes, just scrolling max. And I never go onto my explore page on Instagram. I would just go onto my feed, scroll through my feed a little bit, and that's it. As for Instagram stories, because you guys know I'm quite active on my Instagram stories, I usually go about my day, you know, without using social media that much, but I would take pictures and videos of my day, and I would actually post them onto my stories once my day is done. So most of my stories are actually not taken in real time, and that's been very helpful, I find, because I'm not always thinking about social media and thinking about what to post. Doing this allows me to be able to still post on social media, but also enjoy being in the present moment more, and just enjoy living and being with people, which is something that I find a lot of people don't do nowadays, which is really sad. But I'm glad I found a way to balance social media and just living life. Well, I stopped doing the bare minimum in pretty much everything except entertaining toxic people. Don't even do the bare minimum for that. But yes, we're just going to be talking about appearance today. This one was a tough one because I actually had to change my entire mindset in order to change this habit. So I was always someone who would just do the bare minimum to get ready. Hair, makeup, everything, I would just do the bare minimum. As long as I kind of look presentable-ish, as long as I don't look dead, I'm good. So I'm always that girl who would always just do the bare minimum, which is really funny because my ultimate goal is to be the best version of myself. But how can I say that if I'm just striving to do the bare minimum in everything that I do? It just doesn't tally up. So I had to change this habit of mine. So I posted this video 2 years ago. Take a look. I'm a very lazy person when it comes to styling my hair. So I never style my hair. I just literally shampoo, condition, done. That's it. If I were to style it, I'd just go like that and that's it. Yeah, no. I mean, it's okay if you're not trying to level up in the same way I do, because obviously not everyone is gonna have the same goals, but I am here to improve myself. So the biggest change for me was not the whole, you know, glow up transformation thing, but it was actually the mindset behind that. I used to think that I should only dress well when I go out because people will be looking at me. It's out of respect for other people to want to present my best self, and it also gives a good impression. But when I came back home, I dressed myself in rags, just like really old t-shirts and shorts, and sometimes just in my underwear, and like my t-shirts would be so wrinkly and they would have holes and threads and all that. I would try to justify the way that I look by saying things like, oh, but it's comfy, I'm at home and no one's gonna see me. I was questioning myself. It made me wonder why I respected other people enough to want to look my best for them, but then when it came to me, I wore rags instead. And it's not because it's comfy, because there are beautiful clothes that are also comfy as well. There's no excuses. The way I see it, if you really are dressing for yourself and not for others, you would still be putting in the same amount of effort to look your best at home, even if others are not looking at you. And that's not to say that you should wear ball gowns and go all glam at home. No, that's not. I mean, if you want, I sometimes do that, but that's only when I want to kind of dress up. I'm saying to have a little bit of respect for yourself and make the effort to look a little bit more put together for yourself. Every day when you look at the mirror, you deserve to look at the best version of yourself just as much as you want other people looking at how bomb your outfit looks. Making the effort to look your best every single day, this is really going to help you to lift your mood, and it builds your confidence and self-discipline. And you'll also find yourself being a lot more productive when you start dressing a lot better at home. Trust me on this. This one was quite a small change for me. I just found shaking my leg to be quite unattractive, especially if you're trying to refine your mannerisms and your behaviors and all that. Imagine wearing a beautiful, lovely dress, or even like a statement business suit, and then you sit down and you start shaking your leg. It's not very nice to see. This was pretty hard for me to change, I'm not gonna lie, because I have been doing this ever since I was a little kid. So I had to train myself to not do this. Every time I found myself shaking my leg, I would slap it, and I had to consciously practice and tell myself not to do it until it became a habit for my body to actually not do it anymore. So after 9 months, I don't shake my leg anymore. So when I used to be lazy, I was also really messy. I never made my bed. My room was always messy. My workstation was always messy. I would have clothes piled up and not do laundry. My handbag was a black hole. Every time I looked into my handbag, there was always something new. If you look into my handbag now, all I have is my card holder, my perfume, a little hair tie, and like a lip balm, and that's it. So I actually became a tidier person. It's actually still so weird for me to say that I have become a tidy person, because for the longest time ever, I would always say that I'm the laziest and the messiest person in the world. But right now, it's hard for me to relate to that. When I look at old videos of myself, or even just thinking about it, how was I okay with letting myself do that? I cannot relate. Now, I've always had a pretty good posture from dance and from being in ballet, but because I'm lazy, I would only have good posture when I need to have good posture. So if no one was looking at me, I would just... So I actually had to actively train myself to maintain good posture, because it does take muscles and strength to sit upright and not slouch. When you're actually first trying to maintain good posture, you'll find that it's actually quite tiring, and you are going to want to slouch because it feels more comfy and you don't need strength to slouch. Always remember that whatever bomb outfit that you're wearing, it's not going to look cute if you slouch. Slouching is also very unhealthy for your spine and your neck. So don't be lazy. If you catch yourself, slouching a little bit, be aware of that and just sit up straight immediately. This also helps to train you not to be lazy. So those are all the bad habits that I've managed to change in the past 9 months. I'm sure I have a couple more that I want to change, but I am very happy with my progress so far. I would love to know what your bad habits are and what good habits you want to cultivate. Tell me in the comment section below and we can have a little discussion. That is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!